Coming up in today's episode of Inspire to Inspire.
You're either going to sell something, learn something, and if you're lucky, both. And that's what I bring to the table. Do it messy. You can have online success. And you can be still a hot mess and still have it.
So many people as well, they might know where they want to go, but they have no idea where they are.
Mr. M Dongo.
Mr. Dongo. Wonderful time working with Mr. G.
Mr. M Dongo, and he is a 10x person.
I love your energy.
He just so loud. Boom, 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 boom. It's amazing.
I always love the way this man carries himself with dignity and respect.
Why should you start your online business? Is it still even possible for you to run a successful online business today? What about all these other systems that are out there? Do you really even know like which system are you supposed to start with, or which system are you supposed to actually go with? How about funnels and all these other things? My dear friend, these and more other questions, they are going to be answered today, because today I have an amazing, fantastic guest. She is an entrepreneur. She is the founder of Heart Standard Apprentice and a Kajabi expert. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome my dear friend, Kim Brown, the one and only, the one person I actually met at the Kajabi. First of all, in the Kajabi group, and then in person,
Yes.
Okay, then boom, she is right here on my podcast. Kim, welcome to Inspire Show.
Thank you. My heart is so full being here, and thank you for inviting me. We met you in the group, but then when I met you at KHL, Kajabi Heroes Live, it was your smile.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's Mr. D. Because we couldn't pronounce your name.
I love that.
That's how we all know you, is Mr. D.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to be here.
No, I'm so grateful that you're actually here. You know, because as even also our listeners know, that on this show I don't just bring anybody. I bring people that I believe they are doing whatever they can in all their powers, in all their mighty, to inspire somebody to be better. I bring my friends, I bring my clients and people who really inspires me. And Kim, you really inspires me, because first of all, you stand out in the crowd with your team, especially at the KHL. You do stand out with all of your
the pink capes.
I was like, who are those superheroes that are just flying? And then I'll be like, this is so good. Yeah, but one question, Kim. I have one question for you. One question. So many people have been kind of like disappointed when they meet me for the first time in person. Because on the calls, on messages, on whatever, they'll be thinking that it's Mr. D. Then when they meet in person, it's just Mr. D. Did you have that kind of feeling for the first?
No, in fact, you were even better in person. Because for me, personality, when someone makes me feel seen and heard, when someone shows up with an energy level, that just elevates what they already bring to the table. Those are things you can't learn anywhere. And so for me, it took you from being someone behind the screen or a keyboard warrior in a good way to being a person that I could connect with, and that I had a heart I feel kind of connect with. I mean, I enjoy everything you do. I'm interested in your journey. The people you surround yourself with, you're good people, they're good people. So no, it actually was better.
Wow. No, I love that. Yeah, because during COVID, one of my close friends now and also a client as well, Carol, she was actually here as well on the show last time. So we actually met around 2012, during COVID, and we could not meet each other. Then in 2021, when I was running my very first event post-COVID, and she was one of the speakers there, I literally walked past there. She couldn't recognize me, and then she actually went to my assistant and be like, Charlie, where is Mr. D? And I was like, well, I just passed right in front of you. And that was so fun. It's like one of the greatest stories that I always tell people that I meet in first time.
Well, I will tell you, you dress amazing. Your style is impeccable. So that's the other thing, is you can't.
Ooh.
You dress
I'm
really
blushing.
well.
I love that, Kim. All right. Well, enough about me. Let's now dive into you, because today it's all about you, Kim, and the vast knowledge that you actually have and that you give to other people out there on a daily basis. I am in your Facebook group. I am learning every time. I am not the most active person when it comes to comments, but I learn every time that you guys go live, you guys do this, and my website it is much better. But that being said, let me dive into that so that people could actually see like what is it exactly that you do, Kim? Before we even go into what you are currently doing, let me take you back to 2016. There was a hot mess that happened back then. What happened? Like, what really happened in that hot mess? And who is Kim? And how did that help to actually shape this Kim that we currently have right now?
Oh my goodness. In 2015, I had left the corporate world. I needed to be able to be home because my son was diagnosed with a chronic illness and it was impacting my work because I had to stay home a lot. And so I was kind of putting it out there that I could help people just more as a VA, kind of behind the scenes with things, but I was thinking more around like business owners. And I had a really good friend who taught sales to a specific insurance agency kind of reach out to me and said, hey, you get me, you get how I think. And I've got like 30 years of knowledge in my head and I want to create an online course. And there's this newfangled thing called a Kajabi. And I went, what Kajabi? Sorry. But I didn't know anything about this world. So he and I worked together. I'm going to give a shout out to him. It's Barry Rutten. He's amazing. He's where I really fell into this world. I knew nothing about it, but I had been in sales since the 90s, unfortunately, all the bro marketing. So in 2015, I started building out on this platform and it was still called Kajabi Next. And then Kajabi New. And they didn't even have their own email, y'all, at that time. This platform was not truly an all-in-one yet.
Wow.
But once people found out I could build or implement, the doors opened. Because what I found is when people do start a business or they've bought something from a guru that says, go do this, actually getting in there and doing it is another thing. So that took off. But it kind of took off without me. And I was a hot mess. And I really had to learn boots on the ground. And over time, what happened is people came to me because I would bring in like, I'm really big on building them, busting the myth. If you build it, they will buy. And I couldn't help but bring in, hey, here's what I'm seeing. Here's what you could do better. Here's what you could do to get conversions. Meanwhile, I wasn't doing it for my own self. You know how that goes. The cobbler has the worst shoes. And so that's how I got to be known over time as a self-success doctor, because I would go in and diagnose why people's funnels weren't working when they did build out on this specific platform. And I did learn all of them. So that's part of the hot mess, is trying to be a unicorn to all of my clients when we shouldn't be unicorns. We need to stay in our lanes, and Kajabi was my lane. That's one hot mess. Fast forward to just learning all the things that, and I'll share some of them here in a bit, that if I could shortcut your journey, I want to, but doing it even while a hot mess. So in 2021, so that's how I got known as the self-success doctor. In 2021, Meg Burridge and myself at this time were both Kajabi implementers or specialists or experts during this time, but we were seeing a lot of people raising their hands for help. And then people jumping in to say they were experts when they weren't, and they were being ghosted and gaslit. And so we decided to create the Heart-Centered Apprentice, which trains and vets people who want to become Kajabi experts and specialists. So they are not going to ghost people. So we created it because we saw a need. But what I did was Meg came along on the Kajabi side, because that is what she is known for, is amazing Kajabi training. And although I knew it, she knew it even better. But for me, I brought along the business success side. So I kept saying to Meg as she was building it, okay, but what about this? And the things I was seeing with my own clients and taking my own clients through, I really felt could help the Kajabi specialist to have a better business without burnout. And so that's what I bring today, is some of that information on how to help you get up, get growing without burnout and some mistakes that you could miss. And so, and I'm doing it all while a hot mess. So technology still humbles me to this day. Most times I'm wearing a hat. Do it messy. You can have online success. Yeah. And you can be still a hot mess and still have it.
Correct.
Because one thing I've learned in this journey, and this is something that Barry says, and it's a twist on what Barry Rutten said, and then a couple of other well-known authors have said something similar. In sales, which is what we're in the business of, y'all, you're either going to sell something, learn something, and if you're lucky, both. And that's what I bring to the table is a mentoring, a real life, real talk. Let's not have sexy, selling sexy things. Let's be sexy in our success and what it really takes to have that success.
Wow. That was really a hot mess. I can attest to that. A lot of people to today, they are still going through all that hot mess, especially those people who are still starting and more, those who are still starting, we have no idea where are we going, what system as well to actually use.
Are you an author, coach, or entrepreneur struggling to reach that six-figure milestone? Do you feel stuck, unsure of what strategies will help you build, restructure, and scale your business? Well, I'm here to help you transform your business. I offer a 45-minute free business coaching session designed specifically for people like you, driven professionals who are ready to take their business to the next level but need a little guidance to get there. Just imagine having a clear roadmap tailored to your unique business needs. In our 45-minute session, we'll cover 1, identifying key challenges. We'll pinpoint the specific obstacles holding you back. 2, crafting a personalized strategy. Together, we'll develop a step-by-step plan to build, restructure, and scale your business. And 3, implementing proven techniques. You'll learn effective methods to attract more clients, increase sales, and ultimately achieve your six-figure income goal. This session is completely free. Whether you're just starting out or looking to scale your existing business, this free coaching session will provide you with the clarity and direction you need. No fluff, no empty promises, just practical, actionable advice. So if you're ready to turn your business dreams into reality, click the link below to apply for your free 45-minute business coaching session with me. Spots are limited, so don't miss out on this opportunity to fast-track your success. Apply now and let's make your six-figure business a reality. I can't wait to help you succeed.
Welcome back to Inspire Show. And in today's episode, I have the amazing Kim Brown, who is here to help us to navigate through life and navigate through online businesses. And if you are just joining us right now, welcome. And the only thing that you have missed is how Kim managed to turn her hot mess into be an amazing online business. So I would invite you to go back and actually listen from the beginning. But let's move on. So Kim, back to you now. So you at first it's been like all these messes that were there, and you at first I actually hear you saying that you were trying to launch it perfect, but you then discover that, well, launch it messy, then perfect it on the go. Sometimes perfect is not even the word that's supposed to be in the dictionary, because you just start something and move forward. I believe even our cell phones themselves, they are not perfect. That's why we have to upgrade the software each and every 2 weeks. If you are on an Apple, if you are on WhatsApp, each and every time they do that. Even the Constitution, how many times are they, how many amendments do we currently have right now? So are you telling me that if the United States were supposed to wait until they become perfect, we could have been waited for almost 250 years right now. Still no country.
We're still not there.
Still no country was supposed to be there. So start it messy. But by starting it messy, can you talk to me? What are some of the problems that online business owners create themselves or find themselves as a result of either being in that messy situation? They have no idea, especially when it comes to all these other systems, because, oh my goodness, every day you just go online, there is a new flashy, shiny system that is out there that is way cheaper than your cup of coffee and whatever. And you'll be asking yourself, should I really jump into this, or should I do this? Should I go there? What are some of the challenges that entrepreneurs are facing when it comes to choosing best systems? And maybe you may also share about what are some of the things that you look at before you sign up for any system.
Oh my goodness. So I'm going to share a Kimmyism with you. FOMO is real, people, the fear of missing out. There's always a shiny object. There's always a new software, a new program, a new AI, a new something. Here's my rule, and my Heart-Centered Apprentice ladies and my consulting clients know this. If it doesn't fix 3 things in your business or immediately make you money or immediately bring you in leads, it's a no or a not now. That is what I run everything through. Now, am I perfect? No. I still have moments. But that's the challenge when we're starting is we are looking at when we go to build something, what can do it for us, what can make it easier, what can do it faster. And those aren't wrong things. But in that, we end up looking for magic pills. We end up looking for the magic wand. We end up looking for a Band-Aid to get us past. And it could be if you're just starting out, it's just getting it online, getting on whatever platform you're choosing. It could be, how do I get visible? It could be, okay, what's the, how do I do a course or how do I do this? Or, there's so many things that come up that take us away from really what moves the needle in your business. So I'm going to go back to if you're starting out versus if you're trying to grow, what actually moves the needle in your business. You need to protect your capacity. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. What I mean by that is self-care isn't selfish. And I'm not talking about getting your nails done, even though, hello, I got my nails done. I'm talking about you need to find out who you want to work with, how you want to work with them, when you want to work with them, that provides a you first life. And what that means, because a lot of us start at the end of life, right? Do you like
Come again.
You like that? No, I love it. So you need to build a you first business where you're putting your family or you or your health first. And you're going to design everything around that. And that's why I don't believe in necessarily an avatar, because it starts with you. How do you want to show up? Again, your capability does not equal your capacity. Do not be a freaking unicorn. So you're going to start saying no to say yes to you. You're going to do the bad B word I'm going to say. You're going to set some boundaries. And you're like, what? But I haven't really started anything yet. Start now. Don't wait. Well, when I get successful, I'll take Fridays off or I'll start going to my kids' things. Guys, this isn't a job. This is you. So whatever it is that you're deciding to put together, now we all start with the end in mind, right? We all start with what we think our clients need. And so we go build it out. And then we try to find an audience to shove in that. It's like a square peg, round hole. I've done it. My clients have done it. Sometimes I still do it. Strategy first, always. So part of that strategy is that beginning part I talked about. It needs to be something that puts you first, who you want to work with. How do they need to show up to work with you? When do you want to work with them? How do you want to work with them? That will help determine how you show up on the other end, whether it's a digital download, whether it's one-on-one coaching, whether it's group coaching, whether it's a thing. That's going to start putting that together. From that, you need to ask yourself, I call it a right fit client, but start with the negatives. What is it? And if you can think about any clients you've had or even back at your job, who have you worked with that it's like, it's a red line in the sand. If they show up that way or if they don't have certain things, it's a hard red line in the sand. That will help you find out who you do want to work with that fits into what lights you up, not them up. Then from that, you can figure out, okay, of that person, what is that broken tooth problem that they need solved? And you're going to ask the questions. And if you don't know, you need to start paying attention. You can survey, you can ask questions, you can in the groups that you're in, but you need to know what a broken tooth problem is that they need solved versus what you think they need solved and wasting a bunch of time and money.
Wow.
Going and developing something that nobody said yes to buy. So you need to prove that your audience or your person that you really want to work with desires the promised outcome. So if there's a broken tooth problem, what are you promising you're going to do for them? What are you promising they'll achieve? What are you promising they'll have? And then what do you have or what are you going to create that delivers on that promise in the quickest and safest way possible?
Wow.
Anything other than that becomes advanced or outside. We give too much. We do too much. We overwhelm. We confuse. We wonder why people don't finish courses or they don't finish anything. It's too much. And then you're going to go test it. You're going to do what's called an ITAP post. Not my word. It's I'm thinking about it post. So wherever you're hanging out and serving, which is part of being heart-centered, putting your clients first.
It's called what? ITAP.
Yeah, it's ITAP, ITAP post. Justin Demers is the first one that I heard that from. We've been doing it. I just know what to call it. So it's I'm thinking about posts. And literally this, hey, I'm thinking about creating blah, whatever it is you're going to do.
Yeah.
For a promised outcome so that you can achieve, you can go positive. You don't have to go negative. if I created that, is that something you'd be interested in? Or, hey, it's $47. If I created you in, you've got to know that they desire it and are willing to pay for it. And even that's not a guarantee they will, but at least you start the conversation. This is how you get research to go, well, how's that showing up for you? And you can pull your sales off of that. So once you've determined all that, then you're going to say, okay, what's the 30,000 foot view of how I'm going to deliver that based on your capacity, how you want to show up, and what works best for you. And then how do they learn? Like, if it's a busy mom, you're not going to be showing up live every day at 3 p.m. Okay, so pay attention. Then you can price and package it in a way. And you're going to put it out there. And the simplest of funnels, you guys, yes, there's the beta cohort, like where you just say, listen, I have this thing. I want to invite you in. It's either really low cost or free, just so I can try to build it, or it's something lower cost. And maybe it's a lead magnet to the thing, and then refine it. It doesn't have to be a long client journey. So, but that's as different as a fingerprint. And that's the other problem I see.
Yeah.
People buy a funnel and they have no idea if it matches their audience and how they want to learn, or even how they want to show up, or if it's too convoluted. Simplify to amplify, people. We make it too difficult. So those are some of the things that cause burnout, because then you start thinking you have to create all the things and do all the things. Hey, what if it doesn't align with how you are? Let's talk about that. Let's make it that way. In that, and there's so many other things I could talk about. Yeah. But in that, even in trying to figure that out for myself and my clients, I was making the $10,000 months that I wanted to make. That was the goal I had set. My husband and I had set that it would help retire him. Let's do that. So in the first one was 2019, I hit burnout. I hit burnout bad, and I wanted to burn everything down to the ground. If you have not had this yet, you will. Yeah. Okay. You're going to have a moment. Okay. I'm just going to tell you, this is the journey. And I realized that although I was making money, I looked back and there was a wasteland of relationships. My health. My religion. I was 15 more minuting my child into bedtime. It wasn't worth it. So that's when 2020 and 21 became self-care isn't selfish. And that's when I said, we need to start building businesses where we put our families first. And then build a business around that. And what does that look like for your capacity? So that's just a little bit of the hot mess journey.
Yeah. It is still part of that little bit, but I just want to echo something that you mentioned that is very, very important. Start with you. Even if you are looking for what system am I going to use? What is this? What is that? Look at yourself first and be like, okay, what is it that I'm going to enjoy using, pressing my keyboard, something that is not going to be confusing for me, not something that is shiny on the market, because I didn't know that I could make more money by working with very, very little clients, like less clients.
Correct.
I had no idea until I started practicing it. Last year, I dropped so many clients because I was burning out. I wanted to involve myself in politics, and I was taking time for myself. I was just exploring myself. So I was like, I don't have time to work with all these other clients. I need to work with the people that I know they are paying me to do the job that I love and enjoy doing. And after that, I give them great results. That's what I was always looking for. Like right now, I am very happy working with very few people. Work my 8 to 10 hours a week. I'm done, and then I do create content. I find time to do other things that really fills my heart, which is really, really start with you. And now I am very much okay mentally, because I was not okay. I was also like a hot mess mentally as well.
Can I add something to that as well?
Yes, yeah.
When you go into business for yourself, it is a magnifying glass for any stories or beliefs you hold that you didn't even know you had, and any landmines that you didn't even know you had. I highly recommend during this process, read the books that you need to read, get into counseling if you need to get into counseling, work on your mindset and different things, because you are the biggest butt that holds you back, whether it's physically your butt or but that is huge. And it's an ongoing journey. You never arrive, y'all. You never arrive, but do the work. I have a client who definitely, I have several clients, but sometimes they know that there's an issue that's holding them back, but they refuse to do what it takes to get past that roadblock that I can't help them with. And so all I can do is encourage them. But again, you're too close to your own life to go, I see if I get help in this area, I can get past it. That's where you need to trust a peer, a coach, or a consultant to help see those things and encourage you to do the work to get past that, because you are ultimately responsible for your sales, not the platform, not the software, not the tool. It's you. So that's the piece and so I will say with businesses, one thing I didn't quite realize, that it's a journey. It leads a journey into yourself.
Wow. And if it is a journey, you expect to find roadblocks, you expect to find rain. Sometimes if you are journeying through all these states, we have got flat tires, you have got some states are very hot, some of them they are very cold, some of them, like, it is a journey. Like,
It is.
and also you can't just start driving from California all the way to Washington, DC. You have to also prepare it and get ready for the unknown and still prepare for the unknowns as well that might be on the way, which is something that a lot of people who are starting online businesses, they have no idea as per what is it exactly that I need to actually do. They just either jump all in.
Sure, because they were told that's all it took. If you build it, they will buy. So that's why my other mantra is strategy first, always, or planning, whatever you want to call it. Whether it's, the client journey, the pieces that you have to do, that if you're going from California to DC, that strategist is going to help plan out the most optimized journey for you. But if they're worth their weight in gold, they're also there for the detours, the road stops. Oh, I want to go check out this now. But ultimately being the guardrails. And that's why strategy is important, because if you don't know where you're going, how the hell you know where you're going to end up?
How can you request an Uber and saying, where are you going? You just go. Where? No, well, let's go. And also, so many people as well, they might know where they want to go, but they have no idea where they are.
Right. Oh,
They
that's
have
true.
no idea where they are. You cannot start a journey from somewhere. Well, if you are to even request, the Uber will ask you, where is your pickup location? Is it here? Is it there? If you have no idea, well, you're not going to be able to actually go, because it's not going to pick up anything for you. So that is also very, very important. People, like right now, I teach people, they know that I teach people how to build their online businesses from their story, skills, and experience. At first, you need to analyze yourself. You need to know yourself. What is the skill that I have? What is the story that I have? What is the experience that I have? What are the lessons that I can pick from my experience or from my story? How can somebody learn from it? This is where you are. Then you find out who have got the same story as I am, but who is still stuck in my chapter 1. I'm now on chapter 50, because our story is never ending until we are dead. So I'm now in chapter 28. So we're still in my chapter 1, that I can go and be like, hey, you know what? You are still in chapter 1. Here is how chapter 2 going to look like. Here's chapter 3 going to look like. So here is how you can skip all these problems and skip from chapter 1 and start experiencing maybe some problems in chapter 12. So I've saved you 12 years of going through all these other problems. This is the most important thing about online businesses that so many people have no idea. But you know what? It's that time now for us to just take a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to actually dive deep into some of the things that she is doing currently in her own business, and how is she moving needles that are paining her clients, and how you can also do that. See you after this.
Have you ever thought of turning your ideas into a profitable online business? Welcome to the Idea to Great Income 7-Day Challenge, where you'll gain the knowledge and skills to create an online course that sells like hot cupcakes. In this week-long intensive challenge, the goal is to equip you with everything you need to turn your ideas into a lucrative online business. It may seem like a daunting task, but with the right guidance and a step-by-step approach, it becomes a journey of discovery and growth. Over the course of 7 days, you'll uncover the secret to creating ideas that sell in the online market. This is not just about coming up with ideas, but about creating ideas that are marketable, ideas that meet a need, solve a problem, or offer a unique perspective. So are you ready to transform your knowledge into profitable online courses? Join now for the Idea to Income 7-Day Challenge. It's time to turn your ideas into great income.
Welcome back again to another episode of Inspire to Inspire Show. And into today's episode, oh my goodness, I am talking with the one and only Kimi Brown, one of my friends now. We actually met in the Kajabi group and we met again at the Kajabi Hero Live, first in Texas and then last year again in Los Angeles. And that was so fantastic. And if you are just joining us, oh my good friend, I am encouraging you to go back and watch again or listen again so that you are able to you grasp how did she manage to actually get out of her hot mess. And also, what is it that she called the ITAP strategy? Like ITAP, I'm not going to tell you, go back and understand what is that ITAP strategy. It is so amazing and I learned a lot. And also one thing that she was echoing a lot is that start with you, start your business with you, build a business that helps you, build a business for you, not for your clients, but for you. Then when you are happy, your clients are also, because, well, you're not going to be happy if you're running a business and there's no money coming in. So money coming in shows that you are happy. When you are happy, clients are happy. So it goes that way. All right. So in this segment, okay, let's talk about something that is so important here, Kimi. Someone might want to actually start their online business, but I'm taking a deep breath. They are being bombarded by what I call fugus, fake gurus out there. Or fly by night. Those people who are like, they already have what you addressed already, the flashy things, the whatever, because the grass always look greener on the other side until you get them be like, what the hell am I here? So what is it that you know what? This fly by night people, they are out there. Okay. They are out there. And I have like two questions in this. First question is, how can I identify the right person to help me, not all these shines one? Okay. How can I identify the right person? Then the second question is, as somebody who is in service delivery, how can I also, because people who are listening to this, they're either coaches, consultants, people who are trying, to actually build their business from their story, skills, and their experiences. How can I, in my expert field, how can I still show off my work without sounding spammy or scammy? Or without sounding like these are too good to be true people? How can I still be authentically me? So 2 questions. How can I identify the right people to actually learn from? And how can I also showcase my work without sounding spammy?
So the challenge we face, and this is in marketing since marketing began, sexy sells, but sexy doesn't really get results. And so you have people who maybe have worked with a great copywriter and their page is freaking fantastic and it promises the world. But here's the part, again, I'm a truth teller. So I'm also known as the joyful contrarian. So let me tell you, let me just be blunt. All right, people, we need to put on our critical thinking hats. And the first thing is when someone gives you 10 times your income or make $1 billion or do this by Tuesday or the 9-word email that made me $1 billion. Stop. Makes me sleep. Just stop for a quick second and say, okay, did you do this for you once back in 1992? Is this just somebody else's program that you're regurgitating? Social proof is important, but people I'm finding even nowadays are using AI to create fake social proof. It really comes down to, and this is part of where is that person who is, whether it's their program, their software, whatever is doing, how are they showing up and serving? How are they showing up and doing things? Do they have integrity? What are their people saying? And you really do have to do a little bit of research, because it's kind of like buyer beware on that piece of it. And oh, by the way, y'all, I'm newly diagnosed ADHD. So if I go off topic, I apologize. It's part of my hot mess to online success. So you too.
We're good.
Can go off topic and still maybe or may not find your original train of thought. Sometimes the train just leaves the station. But so the thing, like say, for example, when someone puts out the 9-word email that made me $50,000, you don't know their journey. You don't know how long they've been doing this. You don't know if they already have raving fans that they could put out how to teach frogs to knit. And they would buy that course because they have such raving fans. You don't know where they're at in their journey. And so please keep that in mind. And most people who are selling something, I'm talking the bigger name gurus, they have followings, they have people, they have lists, and their lists are so big that their 3% is going to make a lot of money, or that people trust them. And like I said, they'll buy whatever it is. That's what you have to be careful of. So you have to ask, this is why I'm here for the 3 to 4 figure hero. We often find people who are there for, if you're just starting out, let's make your first 1,000. And then there's like nothing until, make 6 figures. What about us in the messy middle? Thank you very much. What about those of us who just want to make 500 a month regularly, let alone 5,000, let alone more than that? So that's when you're looking also at that person, who are they selling to as well? And so you do have to ask yourself some questions. And if it's a guru, it's kind of hard to get a hold of them personally. But if it's someone who's smaller, you can say, hey, I would love to, and hey, you should have either a portfolio, and you should have a couple of your clients that you've worked with that are okay with people emailing them to ask questions. How was the experience? How did it work? And I love it, the honesty, when they put when something didn't work, but then what they did to fix it. It's not about being perfect all the time. So those are some of the things. Ask yourself, what's really happening? How are they showing up? Is it consistent? Are they doing this for other people? I will also say, when a person says, make $100,000 in XYZ, I'm like, open your bank account. I want to see. And I want to know. And so for me, like with my heart-centered apprentices, I'm very transparent. I'm not going to tell them I made money when I didn't. They know what I made. I'm in the trenches with them. This is what's happening. So I think honesty, and right now, 2024 and 2025, trust and authenticity and connection are the key. How are they showing up to create that connection so you have trust to spend your hard-earned money? I don't care if it's $4. So you got to keep kind of, and the questions you ask. You have to have really good questions that hopefully they're answering and not ghosting you.
Yeah. So, and the other question is, how can I, as an expert, still show off my work without sounding spammy and scammy?
So I hate pitch slapping, not a term I made up. And so pitch slapping is horrible. So later, or I don't know when you're going to ask, but what does heart-centered mean? It doesn't have to be that word. But if you truly want to do what's best for people and best for your clients, you're going to show up in a very authentic way.
Yeah.
And how you show up and where you show up, of course, depends on you and what matches your capacity, how you want to show up. One way is to create raving fans. Maybe they've had a discovery call with you, because maybe what you do needs a call, and you've gotten them unstuck on that call, but maybe they didn't choose to work with you, but you've created a raving fan who's now going to mention you in a Facebook post when something similar comes up. Or, oh my gosh, you have to talk to Barb. That's a raving fan. You can also have a raving fan who's been a client as well that's going to, mention you. There's other ways to show up. Wherever your audience is, give solutions. And you know what? You could give away the whole farm. People always say I've given too much. You know what? Here's what I found. You could give them the exact formula for whatever it is you do. They're not going to implement it, because what the missing piece is? Someone there to help support them do it.
Yeah.
So you can give in such ways. So when I do serve, let's say somebody asks a question in a group, I don't write, well, my clients and I, or in my program, I just answer it. Boom. And then what happens is my raving fans will be like, oh my gosh, you've got to talk to Kim about this. Or the person will reach out and go, do you do this?
Yeah.
And then I have a conversation with them. And really, you start from a place of curiosity. Ask, even if they've asked me for a link to something, I still ask tons of questions about them, and then I'll send them my link. But I usually make them ask me twice. So, but there is something to that. And so there's a lot of ways you can show up. So case studies are a way.
Yes.
But showing up and serving, how you show up in your lead magnets. Here's another way how you can show up and show your expertise. Let's say that you have a lead magnet and they download it. Your nurture email sequence is not there to sell. What did Kim just say? Yes, it is eventually going to sell. But your first email is about delivering. And just reminding them the value that's in it and to stay tuned, because you're going to walk them through it. The second email is picking one of the things you taught, dive a little deeper, give them an action step to take. And then maybe your call to action is go check out something that matches that in your Instagram channel.
Yeah.
The third one is maybe another piece, an action step, and maybe ask a question.
Yeah.
And maybe that PS is to go to your Facebook group if you happen to have. You're going to do this until you get towards the end. And maybe the next to the last one, again, you notice there's no selling. There's no go to my page, go figure this out, go do this thing. The second email, I give a free gift without them having to opt in. So you're giving, you're showing. They're like, oh my gosh, this is my person. By the time you get to the next to last email, then you can say, here's the common roadblocks. Here's how I've helped solve them. Go check out. And then the last one is, here's my next thing.
Yeah.
But you need to solve a problem, not sell, even in a nurture sequence. So there's just a couple different ways.
Wow. Solve problems and not sell. I always speak about sell without selling. Is the easiest thing to do and the most rewarding thing to ever do. Sell without selling. Because if you just be like, it's like you just meet somebody in the industry and be like, will you marry me? Who the hell are you? Like, and why will I marry you? Like, duh,
I would marry you, Mr.
Because you know me, Kim.
I do.
We've been in the same group ever since 2019.
Yeah.
You now know me.
Yeah. Brand new guy now.
Yeah, well, 2023 was so fun because by the time we meet first time in person and a bunch of other people be like, wow, is that you, Kim? That's you in person? It was like a huge reunion of people. We hadn't seen each other in such a long time.
But you know why? We had connection over compensation. Now, it's not saying, so I say serve, not sell. Yes, y'all, there eventually is. That's what you're hoping.
Yeah.
If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You've created a raving fan.
Yeah.
You're going to sell something, learn something, or both. But you want to create something to where people will also refer to you and introduce you. That's a win.
Wow. I don't have to make money from you, like directly. You don't have to do that. But eventually, like I may meet you today and be like, hey Kim, well, I'm Munya, I'm a coach, I do this and that. And I'll be like, okay, lovely to actually know you, Munya. And you may not be my target market, but guess what? You may know somebody who is going to be, oh, wow, there's this guy called Munya. Like I've made more money from referrals, even from our Kajabi group itself, about people referring people to us for the mobile apps, for whatever. And which is one thing that I'll be like, wow, this is so good. Thank you, God, for all that. And also, Kim, thank you for doing that, because you as the expert, you as the Kajabi expert, as somebody who is doing funnels for all these other people and actually help them structure all these things. Now we know what kind of person are you? How are you somebody they are able to actually work with? Because this is really good. This is really, I can keep on and keeping on. So to kind of like wrap up here, what is the number one advice you could give people, and how can people benefit more from a heart-centered apprentice?
So the first piece of advice I'm going to give around your own business and when it comes to selling is your audience will buy when the time is right for them. You're not there to convince them. That could be in your copy if you choose to get visible in a way where you do content. Maybe that's building awareness and engagement. But when they hit your page, they're there just to confirm that you're their person. But know that it's the long game, y'all. Yeah. And I know that doesn't sound sexy. Now, there's a difference. I just want to say we're talking service and service providers versus, I'm selling templates. But even then, a person will buy when the time is right for them. Yeah. And that's what you have to remember. People don't want to be sold, but they love to buy.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And so you just want to stay at the forefront of their minds with either nurturing them or serving. So when they do have that broken tooth problem, when they're ready, they're like, now you're my person. You're my person. So sorry, I just wanted to segue on that. Now, when it comes to heart-centered apprentice, so let's say that you are choosing to build out, you've made your decision that you're going to pick Kajabi as your platform. And that's just a platform that holds all of your online business kind of life. Yeah. From your, could be website, sales pages, lead magnets, your emails, your courses, your memberships, your newsletters. It's a whole ecosystem, community, everything. That happens to be the platform, even though I learned a lot of them, that I planted my flag on. Because one of the questions you asked earlier is when you're picking a platform or a tool, ask yourself ease of use. Yes. Not necessarily cost.
Yeah.
So of the platforms that I've built on, and I stay current and up on a lot of the newer ones, it is a learning curve. Kajabi is easiest to not only if you have somebody else build it for you, hand it over to you for you to maintain so you don't have to hire them back. Yeah. I've yet to find that with any other platform that I've been built on or asked or invited to build on. Yeah. So that's why I like Kajabi. So let's talk about Kajabi. If you're looking for someone, how do you know that when someone says they're a Kajabi expert, you've asked for help, whether you've Googled it, someone referred someone to you, you're in a marketplace, however, somebody mentioned it in a comment. How do you know that they're really who they say they are? Because I don't know. I am seeing, this has been my history, is I had a lot of clients, and I still get a lot of clients that, again, the person maybe built it halfway out and then just left them, or they said they could do something, but they really couldn't. Or they're task takers. They're not looking at your whole business. So when you go to hire someone, let alone Kajabi, there are some questions that you should ask, whether it's in an email, whether it's in an application or a discovery call. And I will tell you, if you're going to be working with someone to build your business, you need a discovery call. You need to know, do they get what I'm trying to do? Do they have the experience? How can they use Kajabi to get to that goal? You need to know these things. They're not just an implementer, that they have your whole business at heart. For example, when you get on a call, some of the questions you could ask are, what specific experiences do you have with Kajabi? And this is where you're really listening for specifics. You're not like, oh, I've worked here, I've worked on other platforms, so this should be pretty similar. But literally, I build specific type of funnel, or I supported a membership launch with these results, or I built out a community. You need to know exacts. You can ask them, can you walk me through a project that's similar to mine that you've done? And whether it's just verbal, or here's kind of now again, strategy and planning is as different as a thumbprint. So there is not a one size fits all. And a lot of people come with one size fits all. So we do try to, that's one thing that we teach our heart-centered apprentices about the client journey. And it's really very varied. And it's not just a specific funnel, and it's not cookie cutter. So you want to know the person understands more than surface level tech. You can ask, how do you make sure, your Kajabi expert specialist, that the tech supports my strategy and not the other way around? So if they blink, if they hesitate, it's either a red flag, or if they're doing what's right, they can say, if you need strategy before we build, and that's not their zone of genius, I'd like you to talk to Kim, or whoever is a conversion specialist or conversion strategist, to help plan out your launch, to plan out these things. And here where I come in is at this point. So you're listening for those things, but strategy drives everything. You could ask something like, what's your onboarding process? Do they have one? A system, even if ugly, y'all, is something. But you want to know how they, this is a great question. What happens if scope changes or we hit a snag? How do you deal with it? They're also going to ask you that if they're worth their weight in gold. You will know by the discovery calls that a heart-centered apprentice has. That's the specific program, or a Kajabi specialist worth their weight in gold, by the questions they ask you on the discovery call. In that, they're showing their expertise. By the type and level of questions, because I guarantee you've never thought about your business in some of the ways that we have them ask you questions on things. But those are just some of them. But really the bottom line is, don't just fall prey to pretty branding or a polished sales page. You want to ask the questions that reveal what it really takes to work with them.
Lovely. Wow. So asking the right questions is the most important thing in anything. Like if you want to buy, or if you want to sell, or if you want to trying to do something out there, ask the right questions.
But people don't know the questions to ask. That's like my thing, but they don't know the questions to ask.
Like we don't know because we don't ask. And if you just ask those shallow questions, then guess what? You're also going to get shallow results as well. You will get like those entry-level results as well. So asking the great questions, I think it's one of the most important thing that you need to actually do as you are running your online business, or as you are jumping on this online business journey. My dear friend, thank you for your joining us. And I am so help me to say thank you to our amazing Kim right here, because she have given us everything, like literally everything that can help you from finding out what is your mess, like from discovering who exactly are you, what exactly do you really want to do, and how can you start an online business, and knowing that I am doing this online business for me, not for anybody else, as a starting point of helping your client. That is a very important, because if you are doing this for your clients, well, they'll walk over you. If you actually go on some of the episodes that I actually did here, I did an episode called How to Run a Business on your own terms. In that episode, it is there to prevent you from being bullied by the clients. But guess what can prevent that bullying of the client? Knowing that I am running the business for myself, not for anybody else. Thank you so much, Kim, for saying that, because that was a very, very important thing for you to actually, for you to say, and for our audience as well to listen to. I don't know, Kim, do you have anything that you'd like to also share?
I do. So for those of you that are looking to hire, and it doesn't matter what platform, I've created a checklist of questions to ask.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be Kajabi, so it doesn't matter, but it's called the Ultimate Kajabi Hiring Checklist. And so there'll be a link to it, but you can fill in Kajabi with whatever platform because the questions are going to be the same. And what it has on there, I have to look up my own thing. It has 10 questions to ask before you hire. Hey, ADD brain. Plus, the other thing that makes me a hot mess is I have a brain injury. Hello, you can build a business with a brain injury. Thank you very much. So 10 questions to ask before you hire. The 5 must-have qualities of a real pro. 10 red flags to watch out for. Value versus price comparison.
Wow.
And then if you are looking to really hire one of the heart-centered apprentices, you want to check them out, I give you a direct link to the vetted experts over at HCA. We've created a heart-centered Kajabi support group that's free over in Facebook. If you're DIYing or working in Kajabi, we are there to answer your questions, and we give it away, people.
Wow.
We are there to help. It is an amazing group.
They really help. They helped me with my SEO. That live, the SEO live.
Wasn't that amazing?
You have no idea what we are doing right now on my website, on our blogs, and everything. I was like, you know what, Kim? Every little word that was there, do this, I was doing that. This, I was doing that. I was like, wow, this is good. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. And you are able to also download that free giveaway, the free checklist right here. You can see the QR code on your screen, or also check in the show notes for that QR code. And also for this and more other episodes, as you know, that Inspire to Inspire show, it is a show that is there to help you become a better person, not just for you, but also for your world and for the world around you as well. So I would like to invite you to also download our free mobile app. Where you are able to also listen to our podcast. It'll direct you to where you are able to actually get it. Scan on the QR code on the screen, or the link on the screen, or check in your description for those links. Click on them and download that free mobile app, where you are going to get this episode and many more other episodes, plus a free bonus of getting a free course on the 3 things to monetize: how to monetize your story, your skill, and your experience. So do that right now, and let me see you on the next episode, because we are here to be inspired to inspire. So go well, and don't forget that your story, your skill, and your experience deserve to be monetized. Take care, and God bless. Let me see you in the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.
Mr. M Dongo.
Mr. Dongo. Wonderful time working with Mr. G.
Mr. M Dongo, and he is a 10x person.
I love your energy.
You just go like boom, 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 boom. It's amazing.
I always love the way this man carries himself with dignity and respect.